But y'all can make sure that y'all are on time to have these nonsensical dating debates, right? Greetings and salutations. This is your girl Outspoken Diva, and let's have a talk about it, shall we? Don't mind my nails. I'm taking off the nail polish. My nail polish was chipped, and y'all are not gonna be sitting here talking about me talking about she doesn't even keep her nails up, but she has all this opinion. So as you see, okay. Anywho, what are we talking about today? We are talking about something I didn't want to talk about. I tried to get out of talking about it, but I had this buddy from church named Trebuchet, yeah, who brought the second topic up, and that's how I ended up with the first topic. These videos on TikTok came my way because I try not to stay in the younger people dating scene, but I also be wanting to know what's going on because I have a nephew that's out there in these streets, and I want to make sure that he's not one of these that's being played with, and also not playing with anyone, right? Okay, so but this came my way, but this was not on my FYP. Someone sent me the video. And yeah, so let's talk about the first topic but it's because of the second topic. So, seemingly, we're talking about dating, young people dating. In my opinion, about something that's going on. Two topics that are going on TikTok. Okay, so the first one we'll talk about is this coffee date thing that everybody wants to discuss. I was trying to not discussing it because again, this is not people my age, we kind of know what we're going to do or not going to do. But then Demetrio Lucas spoke about it, and Tree Shay was like, she's your age. Yeah, we're in the same peer group. So I think we are the same age. So there's this young lady who went viral because she turned down a coffee date from a guy. If y'all hear something, that's my fan, La Hot. I mean, y'all see today, and y'all know where I live, right? Okay. Anywho, she turned this coffee date down for this guy. She said, "Y'all turned down a coffee date," and I went to McAllister's, and she had this meal for like $25, probably under $25. Okay, so okay, cool, right? And everyone in her comments decided to argue with her. Some were cheering her on and stuff like that. She felt like um, coffee dates. She didn't like coffee dates, so you're gonna ask her out. She had just been in the dating, back on the dating scene for like a few weeks. So hey, and she didn't do the coffee dates. And she wanted people to respect that her choice to not coffee is your choice to coffee. Everybody respect it. And it got spicy in some worlds. There was one like this is the video that led me to her. The video that Tree was show you sent me was this lady who was discussing her in a manner. The young lady who turned down the coffee date was plus size, okay? And this one lady, oh my gosh, she calls herself Dream something, Queen something, and the villain, and my gosh, she speaks as though she is one too. And she called this girl all kinds of B words, and you should be happy someone takes you on a date. Ask you on a date because you're nothing but a three with your BBW fat self. And I mean, she was going ham, and I was like, ma'am, that's why. And then I was like, okay, let me find out about this coffee date situation. And that's when I saw it. I was like, no, I am not against a coffee date. I'm not. I never have been. Okay. But for someone else's choices of the matter, that's fine. But we don't, and I'm not trying to date that lady, so it doesn't matter whether I was against. Why is that lady who's doing all this spicy talk about her? Uh, if you're not trying to date her, why are you so upset? And why does she have to be all these names, especially B word? Oh no, that. Oh Lord. See, people to me are very bold on the internet. Uh, because and I wonder what they ever said to someone's face because that was uncalled for. That was uncalled for all the way around. But my whole thing is, and then you see a whole lot. There were a lot of people discussing things about her. About if no one wants, if she does not want, who says that she has to accept any kind of date that she does not like because she looks a certain way? People can't have their own standards. People can't do. They can't just be them. They just have to accept our dates. No, no, no. Y'all learn to be rejected. Learn how to be respectful and reject it respectfully. Okay? And then she went on about her business. Okay? She went and took herself to McAllister's. I've never been to McAllister's. You know, I think they have them in our area. It's a lot of, y'all be surprised. There's a lot of places I've never been because, you know, I've never been to Chipotle either. So, you know, and my sister, my nephew make fun of me about that. Doesn't say anything I want to go to. So, okay, so, but she took herself on what she felt like, you know, was an equivalent thing that she wanted to do. She didn't go home and decide to mope around and whine about it. She decided to treat herself to what she wanted to do. You know, what she'd rather do than go have a coffee date. I respect her for that, okay? But I don't respect people talking nasty and talking crazy about her choices. You date the way you want to date, and so yeah. Again, I'm okay with a coffee date. But I'm gonna tell you what I'm not okay with. I don't like a church date, and this is the one where that led me to coffee date scandal and stuff. Like I said, Tree with Shay was like, oh, and see this too, and I was like, yeah, I keep seeing this. This is something okay. Well, okay, this goes to the one that, like I said, the one that Tree with Shay first showed me. This young lady was upset because she was going on a date to church. Not her going on the date to church that makes upset. She had just got home. Let me go through her. Well, she said she had just got home at 3:45. The guy that she that was taking her, you know, picking her up, he said he was going to be at her house at 9:20. Church starts at exactly 10 o'clock. She did not come downstairs until 9:25. Okay. Then they stopped. She wanted him to stop at Starbucks and get some kind of oat milk, something. Da da da. You know, I don't drink coffee, so I don't. No. So they pull up. She still need to take fix herself up, put her lip gloss on, get her shoes together. And he was like, okay, here's my keys. I'll meet you inside. And she got upset because he left her. So she calls her friend to tell her to come pick her up because he left her. And he's calling her. He's like, everything all right? No, you left me, da 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 da. And so he comes outside and stuff. So, and that was in her video. She was like, am I wrong? And everybody, it blew up. And most people were just like me. First of all, how dare you make me side with a man? You know, ma'am, you are definitely wrong. Number one starts with you were not. This man told you. This man told you. I have a thing about timeliness. I have a thing about people being on time. That's why I said, oh, y'all can be on time to argue. Oh, but you can't be on time for, okay? This man told you to be ready. I'll be there at 9:20. He was there at 9:20. Not 9:21, not 9:25. Oh, but you decide to saunter yourself down at 9:25. You're already late. You have no respect for this man's time. Y'all stop and get Starbucks. Okay. Y'all are already, they got there at 10 o'clock on the dot. They're in the parking lot. He wanted to be there on time. Okay. And you are still, I mean, I understand you need to get yourself together and fix yourself together. But who's to say, what's the seating situation like Y'all already right there on the nose. So technically, for church, you are. If you anything like my church starts on time. Okay. So, and who say there's proper the seating that you want to see, and she comes back after people have told her no, you're wrong. Most of the, like I said, it was a lot of people in her comments saying, "How dare you make me side with the man?" I was like, yeah, I mean, it's not that I have to side. I can't side with the man. I just be on the side of what's right and wrong, really. And my dear, she was wrong. I mean, you were already late, and then y'all stop for the Starbucks, and then you gotta get, and then you sit here and have a hissy fit, have a tantrum for your friend to come get you, and this man is like, "What's the deal? You still got this man's keys? All this kind of stuff." Okay. As she backtracks and apologizes, yeah, I'm gonna be on time and all this kind of stuff, she does eventually go inside the church. Well, it was a good reason why he was his parents were saving seats for them. So, he probably need to say, "Hey, somebody saving seats for you. You need to say, hey, I'm here," that kind of stuff. And again, it's all about timeliness. What if 10 o'clock, what if like Foundation Church, they used to, when I think they still have devotion. You're trying to get there at 10 o'clock, and what if you're not there at 10 o'clock? You end up with one of those long-winded prayers from the deacons or the of a minister or somebody. You don't want to be standing outside. That kind of stuff. Like I said, 10 o'clock is 10 o'clock. People want to get there. People like to be on time. Stop being slow. Well, okay, she eventually goes in there and that kind of stuff, and she still has her phone that she can show us. She has video proof that she went inside the church. So then she got upset because people were like, "You didn't want to go to church," and I can't say that you didn't want to go to. Number one, you didn't get home till 3:45, and then you're in church with your phone out. Yeah, that's one of those things that we don't need. You need to have your phone out now. That kind of stuff. You should have been paying attention. But that's me. Okay, but then also again, it's not me to have a first date or church dates at all. So I'm not into church dating. I don't need to see how you praise the Lord first. I just need to. We'll get to that point, and it won't be like a date. We're just visiting each other's church. That's just me. I don't. One day, you know what? I'm gonna make a fictional story. I did have a fictional story about why I don't believe in church dates, but it's based on a story that I read too. So one day I'll read that fictional story on why I don't do church dates. So yeah. But yeah, it's weird, that these I have problems with, like I said, she's, and the guy wants to see her again, so all is well. I'm tired of us arguing and debating on how people want to date, how their dating styles are. The second lady with the church date, she asked was she wrong, so of course she put people in her business. The other young lady, she didn't really ask for all that, and definitely didn't need that people to be calling her fat and plus size. You need to be humbled, and you need to you ain't nothing but a 3 and you a B word, not a. Okay. The other young lady, she doesn't get the vitriol. She, like I said, she's just learned that you need to be on time. She has learned be on time and all that kind of stuff. Don't be wasting people's time. Don't do that, especially when people show up on time and they tell you they're gonna be on time. So yeah. So yeah, that is my 2 cents on all of this. These dates of the TikTok world right now as of this date. Lord have mercy. Can y'all stop? This ain't the young people, these the old people too. Cause see, I'm seeing some of y'all that are in the comments. Because the young lady, the lady, I can't call her a young lady. The lady that's the villain person, I don't think she's like that young. Calling her that woman who didn't want to go on a coffee date, the B word, now that kind of stuff. Oh Lord, people need to go heal and get take care of some things they got. I mean, I know we like to say those kind of words, and some people like to throw that around, but that's the truth. Okay. All right, I'm rambling about it. Like I said, date how you want to date, as long as it's not hurting anybody. And if you are hurting someone, know that you're wrong and try to stop hurting people. Okay. All right. How do y'all feel about whatever I just got through rambling about these two coffee dates? And are y'all for coffee dates or y'all for church dates? Let me know down in the comment section of this video on the social media site that you see this on, or you can always shoot me. Oh, except Facebook. Facebook, you get down below on the video. That's where you can leave your messages. Um, or you can always shoot me an email at the email address that is in the description box. Okay. Oh gosh, date how you want to date, okay, guys? All right. And as always, talking to you in adult terms.